So I want to explain how my accounting system worked and how it saved me 20K a year. Now, you might say, Dwayne, $20,000, really? Well, there was a method to my madness. I estimated that I saved about 4 hours a week. Now, that 4 hours was looking for prior payments to my subs, going over what I had agreed to them on change orders, searching for what I actually owed them on that job and what I had paid them prior on the job. I didn't have to do any of that. Their invoices came in, it came up in my system, reviewed them, approved them, and moved on. It was a simple step, and I estimate that it saved me, yeah, probably 4 hours a week. Now, 4 hours a week, figuring that there's 50 working weeks in a year. I like to take 2 weeks vacation. And I estimated it at $100 an hour. So that's how I came up with the 20K. Now you may say, Dwayne, 20K, that's a lot. But I think the 4 hours is reasonable. But even if you estimated your time at $50 an hour, that's $10,000 a year. Now that's $10,000 that either goes into your pocket or that's time that you've saved so you can go out and make the next sale. Or maybe it's just time that you use in the afternoon to go see your kid's soccer game or go to a community event or just go fishing. So, what does this week look like? Well, as you can see here, it's one simple step each day, and each day was dedicated to a simple transaction. For me as the owner, probably took less than an hour a day. Friday was probably my busiest day in reviewing client invoices going out, but the other days literally took me virtually no time at all. I just moved on to each day. I did the task and waited for the next day to come and do that task. Everybody in the company knew exactly what was done on each day and how the process proceeded. We did that each week. Monday, we started over. Now, how did these steps save me this money? As I said, I saved at least an hour a day. I said it was 4 hours a week just to kind of give a reasonable balance to the overall estimate. But what this did was it made sure that my vendors and suppliers all got paid every week. By Friday, everybody was paid. And every Friday, all of my client invoices that were eligible went out for payment. My cash flow became very steady. And all of the events required to get everybody paid and get cash in the door got done each week. So let's take a hard look at each day. Now, Mondays we reviewed all invoices from the prior week. Now, I picked Monday to do this, and I gave my vendors a deadline of any invoices that were received by about 8 a.m. on Monday would be included in that processing. I did that specifically because I had a lot of subs who did their accounting over the weekend. So I didn't do the cutoff on Friday. I said, yeah, give them the benefit of the doubt. Let them do their invoicing over the weekend. I'm not going to review them till Monday anyway. So if they're on in the company system by Monday at 8, 9, whatever time you pick, then they'll get processed. All of my project managers reviewed the job cost related to their projects. And I reviewed any items that were associated with the company overhead. I had them on two separate credit cards. So I knew which items I had to review as far as credit card payments. I reviewed my specific credit card and then any other invoices that may have come in that were related to overhead expenses. As everyone completed their tasks, these were all put up into a Dropbox. My bookkeeper was a remote bookkeeper. She's in Arizona, so she was able to pick up all of the current invoices in that Dropbox and begin entering them, which brings us to Tuesday. So if she had time, she would pick them up on Monday and begin entering them, or else she did this on Tuesday morning, or her deadline was sometime midday on Tuesday to get this done. If she had any questions, then it fell back to us. She would send us a quick email and said, please clarify the following, whatever they were. For me, as the owner of the company, it was typically that Amazon invoice where I ordered a printer ink There was an Amazon charge. She didn't know where it went. All she saw was 47.92 to Amazon. What was that? I didn't collect an invoice. I just did my Amazon thing and moved on with my life. Then I had to go back and remember, oh yeah, I ordered ink. And I wrote on there the cost code for office supplies, just so she knew where to code it. And I was done. If there were any questions on my vendor invoices, my PMs took care of those for their specific jobs. That was Tuesday. That was it, and we moved on. Now, Wednesday was a very critical day for me, but actually one of my easiest days. So now all of my outstanding bills are loaded into my accounts payable. Everything that needs to be taken care of is in the system. And what I learned was if I approved them by 2 p.m. on Wednesday, the electronic payments would be sent and received by the vendors by the time they got home from work on Friday. So for me, that was perfect. I had to hit a payment approval by 2 p.m. and they had the money in their checking account by Friday afternoon. For me, this was perfect. This was easy. So we set up as many as our vendors as we possibly could on electronic payments. Now that made Wednesday pretty easy. I had one small task. It didn't take me but a few minutes to do as long as all the invoices appeared to be in order. Now, Thursday was less of an accounting day and more of a project review day. Now, why did we do this on Thursday? This was critically aligned to be on Thursday because by Thursday, most of the client payments had been received. I say most, you know how it goes. Not everybody, they had a question, some things might be delayed. But by Thursday, we had most of the money in the door. We had also entered all of our invoices. So when I looked at the job profitability in QuickBooks on my project system, I could see right then and there pretty much exactly where each job stood from a profitability standpoint. This made Thursday a great time to review each project. And we went over each job with the PM less than an hour to go over all of their projects. We reviewed, obviously, the profitability. We looked at the project status, any major concerns that they had on the job. But we also discussed a little bit of accounting. Were there any open change orders that we were waiting on the owners to sign? Or that we should be able to get shot out this afternoon and get approved so we could include them on the billing? If there were, we identified those, figured out what it was going to take to get those done, make a couple of phone calls, see if we couldn't get the last of the change orders approved. And we also looked at what clients were eligible for billing tomorrow, Friday. Now, not every job was set up the same way. Some were milestone set, so it was, drywall complete, and they were eligible for a bill. We would look at it and go, no, we're just delivering drywall tomorrow. It's not going to be complete. We're going to have to pick them up next Friday. They're not eligible. But if it was a percentage complete job, obviously any of those, we updated the percentages complete. We were ready for a bill. So we were looking for eligible bills, and we identified which customers would get their bills sent out to them the following day, which brings us to Friday. And we did those bills. We updated any invoices, and I say we, my project managers took care of this. They knew their clients, they knew how to do the invoicing. They updated the eligible amounts. I worked with them because I wanted to review what was going out the door as far as the clients. And if there were any tender spots, as the owner, you gotta pay attention to these things. And those all went out. Now I like to send them out on Friday because my objective was to have them out electronically on Friday. So when they got up on Saturday morning, got out their cup of coffee, were reading their email, they could look at the invoice and hopefully sit right there and hit pay on their QuickBooks account and go ahead and forward the money to me electronically. That was my objective. That's why Friday I did this. The other thing that was done on Friday was any manual checks. Now, no matter how hard I tried to get everybody on electronic pay, it didn't work for everybody. There's always that guy. And I had a couple of those guys. So on Fridays, if there were any manual checks that needed to be cut, then they were cut on Friday. They were printed and signed, And the subs could either pick them up, or if they wanted me to drop them in the mail, we did that for them. And the week was done. All the subs were paid, and all of the client invoices went out the door. That's why this worked so smoothly, and the cash flow just continued in. Now, what we didn't do was we didn't address any invoices that came in during that week. They just went into a separate folder for review. Yep, rinse, repeat, review on Monday. We didn't mess with them. If they came in any time of the week, they were just put in that folder, and we would take care of them on Monday. And they went in the cycle, and we just kept on going. And that's how our entire process worked. So as you can see, we had a specific one task element for each day of the week. And this worked out perfectly for us. This kept us focused. It kept us organized. And there was no chaos or confusion. Nobody was like, hey, can you cut me a check? Hey, this is going on. Bill needs to do this. When are we getting that bill out to the client? We need some cash in the door. We knew exactly what was going on. We had a plan, we had an objective, and we stuck to it. And that's pretty much it. It was simple. And around that, we built the activities for the rest of the week. Those were the specific tasks we were going to get done each week. In the meantime, we bought out new subs, we ordered materials, we worked with a client on selections, we did all of the other project management work that was required to run the job, pricing up of change orders, working with the subs, scheduling the work. All of that was worked around this accounting system. But we stayed organized, we stayed focused, because ultimately we were running a business, and that business ran on cash. And we needed a clear system for managing the cash, both coming in and going out. And this is what we did. So if you, this is how you want to run your construction company. If you can see how simple, how easy this made everything we did, and that's the kind of business you want to run, shoot me a DM. Let's talk about where your challenges are in your company. We'll find a solution. We can work together to get this company running so you're not working 10, 12, 14 hours a day. It shouldn't be that way. The business should be working for you, not you working for it. Guys, I hope this helped. I hope you can begin to look at how to systematize your business in this way. Follow this one system. Get this into your repertoire on how you do business. It's a game changer, like I said. You'll appreciate it when it's all set up, and you'll sleep much better at night knowing the bills are paid and the money's coming in the door. So thanks for your time. I appreciate it. I hope it helped, and I will watch for your DM in my messages. Talk soon. Bye.